Hey guys, this is Panda here, and today we're taking a look at the mid-chapter update for Dead by Daylight. I was actually watching the Scott Jun video where he was talking about these updates, but I didn't realize it was an update, like a real update video. I thought he was just ranting about how he would buff the Trapper and stuff like that. I stopped like a minute in, so I haven't seen the rest of the update changes, only the Trapper stuff, which I'm really excited for, but we'll go over everything. Yeah, let's get started. So, this is only part one. Whoa. This is only part one of the mid-chapter update. I'm really excited to see what else is going to be changed, and I can definitely make a video covering part two whenever they release it. So, I look forward to it. So yeah, there's so much changes that they couldn't fit in all one post. Awesome. Changes are good. Killer update, the Trapper. I didn't know this. As a Trapper, I rarely play the Trapper anymore because of how frustrating he can be, but I did not know that the trap spawns were random. That's right, you could only get 4 to 6 traps randomly. So you couldn't even get the maximum amount of traps. Imagine getting 4 traps. That's messed up, dude. But yeah, you always get 6 now, so that's not a thing you have to worry about. No more RNG, which is great. And now the Trapper will be able to carry and start with 2 bear traps by default. So you get more traps to start with. This is something I've always said I would change about the Trapper. This is a fantastic change, by the way. The Trapper Bag's add-ons have been adjusted and repurposed accordingly. Sounds great. And they also did some of his like a rework on some of his least used add-ons to increase their effects or remove their downsides, or gave them new effects entirely. And they used 2 examples here. We have the Tension Spring. A bear trap resets 2 seconds after a survivor escapes from it. That is pretty awesome, I have to say. That is a pretty awesome add-on. The Trapper Sack, though, however, is a little interesting. All your bear traps are carried at the beginning of the trial instead of spawning on the map. So, I'm assuming this means we have 8 traps, right? Because the 2 we get by default, and then the 6 that we're supposed to spawn. However, you cannot ever pick them up. Now, that is a crazy downside to this add-on. I don't know about that. He would have to be a very, very confident map knowledgeable Trapper, which I am not. I like being able to move my traps around, especially once the survivors know where the traps are. I like the ability to change them. But you could definitely use this to your advantage to trap very popular spots like the Killer Shack, the exit gates, everyone's favorite loops. Like if you're on the core map, maybe you want to trap the cow tree or something. But I don't know if I would use the Trapper Sack. I'm sure that's like an advanced Trapper mains add-on. Would be interesting to try out though, for sure. All right, these ones I have not seen at all, so these are I'm experiencing these with you. The Spirit. Spirit has been a strong killer since her release. With that in mind, we made some changes that aim to increase her skill ceiling, whilst also giving survivors some counterplay. This sounds awesome. When close to the Spirit's husk, survivors will not receive any indication that the Spirit is phase walking. Originally, this was intended to be a fun mind game. Is she using her power or is she faking it? Though in practice, it doesn't feel that way. The lack of feedback forces you to make a guess and hope it pays off, which can be great when it works out in your favor, but also feel awful when it doesn't. To add more skill into the Spirit's counterplay, we're making 2 changes. Any survivor within 24 meters of the Spirit will now hear a directional phase sound. This lets you know whether or not she is phasing and also gives you a rough idea of which direction she's coming from. The Spirit's footsteps will now kick up dust while she is phasing. Keen survivors may be able to pinpoint where she is, but tall grass and other obstacles may make it difficult. This is a good change, I suppose. I did find it funny to fake your phase and you would just stand there and then you just watch how survivors react to you. But I can understand it not being fair, I suppose. But, you know, sure. And now you can tell where she's coming from. At least that helps you in a way with the directional sound and seeing any dust get kicked up on some maps. Additionally, we've done a pass on the spirits add-ons to bring them more in line and make the lesser used ones more appealing, like the Trapper. Some of these changes are small tweaks, while others are completely new effects. Okay. So the Wakazashi Saya, during Yamoka's haunting, use the active ability button to return to the husk and end the haunting. Whoa. Okay. The Senko Hanabi. When Yamoka's haunting ends, the spirit's husk explodes and any vault locations within 4 meters are blocked for 5 seconds. Huh. Okay. A little interesting. Okay. A little bit interesting. Definitely will give the spirit a try. Hey, I've always said this about the spirit because I actually find her fun to play, and I know a lot of people hate her. But you know, I even said if she were to get nerfed, which I did think she did need a nerf, I would still play her because I think she is a really cool looking killer. And now with these changes to her kit, she seems a little bit more fair to play against. We'll try her out, of course, as well as the Trapper once the mid-chapter update hits, and maybe I'll have some videos for both of these killers in the near future, hopefully. What else do we got? Killer add-ons update. What does moderately mean? How much is tremendously compared to considerably? If you ever found yourself in this situation, you're not alone. We use descriptive words like these to keep descriptions simple, but they end up causing just as much confusion since it's not immediately clear how much they're doing. With that in mind, we've done a pass on all killer add-ons to list their exact effects. We plan to extend this to the rest of the game, items, perks, etc. in the future. On top of that, killer add-ons that apply a status effect will now have a brief description of what said status effect does. While our designers were going through hundreds of killer add-ons one by one to update their descriptions, they also noted a few for changes as well. There's far too many to list here, but we've changed some add-ons for the following killers: Hillbilly, Nurse, Shape, Hag, Oni, Blight, Wraith, Pig, Wraith again? Pig, Ghostface. Well, I guess not again. Wraith got a buff, but not a add-on change. At least not a big one. Pig and Ghostface. That Pig is probably a nerf, yeah? These changes focus mostly on unused add-ons, or add-ons that are too weak, too powerful. Awesome. There are some killers listed on here that I'm a little disappointed we're not seeing. Like Doctor or Clown. And the reason I say that is because I feel like these killers are very add-on reliant. Good for the nurse to get some changes though on her add-ons. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get like nerf ones, but the nurse has a lot of useless add-ons. The fact that some of her best add-ons are just brown and yellow quality says a lot. Alright, perks updates. Variety is the spice of life, and incidentally, Dead by Daylight matches too. In an ongoing effort to give more options to choose from, we're updating a huge list of perks. Without further ado, let's run through some of them quickly. Vigil. Nice and simple. We're increasing the recovery rate from 10, 15, 20 to 20, 25, 30. Additionally, Vigil will now increase the recovery rate of the broken, exposed, and oblivious status effects as well, where applicable. In short, more situations where it's useful, and even faster recovery too. Awesome. Babysitter slash guardian. I'm guessing that's the new name because Stranger Things branding needs to be changed. The rescued survivor will receive a speed boost for 4, 6, 8 seconds. In addition to not leaving scratch marks or pools of blood, the aura reading duration has also been doubled. For the people, can create some amazing moments, but the trade-off of being broken can make it very risky to justify using. We're decreasing the duration of the broken status to... We'll just use the tier 3 duration, yeah? 60 seconds now. Instead of what it was before, 90. Awesome change. Hex Retribution. Previously, Hex Retribution would only make a survivor oblivious if they cleanse the dull totem. Now, interacting with any kind of totem will make them oblivious. Additionally, we've increased the aura reading duration once a Hex totem is cleansed to 15 seconds. Nice. Blood Favor. This perk shipped with very safe conditions, so it didn't get out of control. Upon reflection, we feel comfortable with removing some of these restrictions. Blood Favor will no longer have a cooldown, whoa, and will also activate upon successful special attacks as well. Whoa! Big change to Blood Favor. Hex the third seal, just like the above. We've added special attacks to Hex, third seal as well. This should make the perk more practical on killers that focus on dealing damage with their power. Awesome change. I actually like the third seal, unironically. Hex Thrill the Hunt. With boon perks making their way to the game, more on this soon, we decided to give Thrill the Hunt some love by extending the speed penalty from cleansing to blessing as well. Interesting change. Okay. And then the last change is the item and character kill switch. Last but not least, let's talk about game health feature. The item and character kill switch with over 50 playable characters and their cosmetics, nearly 200 perks, and hundreds more add-ons and offerings in the game. Sometimes things do break, rarely things will break in a way that makes them exploitable, and that can make the next week or two before a fix really rough. Enter the kill switch. It's not a lot nicer than it sounds. The kill switch allows us to disable anything that's causing an issue without needing an update. When something breaks and becomes exploitable, we switch it off until it's fixed. This is something we've been able to do with maps for a while now to great effect. Disabled items and characters will be clearly marked and cannot be selected. What this means to you, when that one thing breaks and people start to abuse it, you won't have to play against it for a week or two until there's a fix. With that, we'll give you a break from reading today, but we're just getting started. There's a lot more to cover, so come back for part 2 on Monday, which means I'll make another video on Monday, yeah? Awesome changes all around the board. I have zero complaints with anything that I've read so far. So to quickly recap, the Trapper is getting some buffs. He's gonna start out with more traps by default, and he's getting some add-ons changed. The only thing that I wish they would change is I wish the trap placements weren't completely RNG and they were easier to acquire, because I mean this trap right here, this add-on right here is gonna solve that issue. But in general, I don't like the downside, but in general, I on big maps it's a pain in the ass to go out of your way to grab traps and lose 2 or 3 gens in the process. And your other option is to just not pick up the traps at all, and you're just back to being a basic M1 killer with no power. So, but these are good changes in the right direction. Spirit got some nerfs, which I am okay with. Allow more counterplay for the to play against her. I am a little just sad about this one. Where is it? The one where they can tell when you're faking it. I did like playing that mind game with survivors. I thought it was fun, but I guess they're removing it. The add-ons seem interesting. I hope there's more changes than just these two. But yeah, they seem great. I kind of question this one, the left one, the Wakizashi Saya, because the sound they hear when you're near them, or the lack of sound, I guess, right? I don't know. I'll still try her out regardless. And then the add-ons, this is very vague, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they changed for all these killers. A lot of them do need help. Hillbilly, Oni, Pig. I hope those aren't nerfs, but buffs as well. Like, I'm pretty sure they might nerf Tempered Timer and the Crate of Gears, because that's a very popular mean combo with the Pig. But we'll see. Oh, also in Ghostface, definitely. I love these changes to these perks. These are very unpopular perks, and I hope they do more of this in the future, because it is very, you know, I'm with you guys and gals that play this game, and you know, you hear complaints on both sides. You know, every killer always running Tinker, Ruin, Undying, Barbecue, or Pop, or, you know, some variation of that build, whereas Survivors, Dead Hard, Borrowed Time, Iron Will, and, you know, like stuff like that. Like, I understand the frustration on both sides, but hopefully these changes mean variety to both, a little bit. I love that some of these hexes are getting changed to affect special attacks as well. That's a really great change, and I hope more more perks are able to be used with special attacks like that. That's a really, really great change. And the item and character kill switch is, you know, that's also good, you know, I suppose. They do it with maps, and now they can do it with any broken characters or items or perks, which is it perks? Yeah, I get it says perks. But yeah, good changes all around. I look forward to part 2. This video is already 17 minutes long. I'm sorry, but thank you if you did watch. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.